If you can't do number one, you can't do number two, and you can't have going to the gym. Respect for you, even subconsciously, has diminished. And that is the number one thing that almost got me in terrible situations in my 20s. Don't wait. Hi, I'm Brooke, and I have been an actress for 10 years, model for since 2015, and I'm a certified fitness trainer. I learned a lot in my 20s, and so I thought I'd make this to kind of talk to my past self, maybe anyone who's a teenager or wanting to just grow in knowledge. So here are the top 10 things I learned in my 20s. Number one, being authentic is your best asset. You are your best asset. Nothing grows confidence like being confident. What I mean by that is the more that you practice honesty, practice being yourself, figure out what that means, figure out what being authentic truly is to you, the more that your confidence will grow. And confidence, or AKA charisma, is the most important thing for getting jobs, building relationships, and pretty much just succeeding in anything that requires relationships, like networking, which honestly is almost every single job I can possibly think of. Being authentic is your best asset. When you're honest, you kind of build trust with yourself too. And having that trust with yourself, knowing that you're gonna follow through, having responsibilities and following through with those responsibilities, making promises to yourself, like I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow, and going to the gym, that is what builds trust and respect with yourself. And trust me, I've definitely been in that place where I had guilt and shame, and a lot of that just stems from not following through. It's painful, and the way to get past that is to start building responsibility and following through with the promises that you make to others, and most importantly with yourself. And all of that comes with honesty, making sure that everything you say is authentic, genuine, true. So boundaries are the most important thing that I've learned. I used to think that being nice was loving. Being kind is truly better. And what I mean by that is it might be nice to say that you like someone and that you want to hang out with them, but like let's say you're on a date and you go on a second date with this person, even though you know there's no future. I used to think that that was the best thing to do. If you don't like someone on the first date, give them a second chance, don't judge a book by its cover. But if you know truly deep down, you're wasting their time and you're wasting your time. It's going back to number one. If you're not honest and authentic with yourself, if you can't be honest with yourself about what you truly are intuitively feeling, then you're not gonna have that confidence and you're not gonna grow as a person. So setting boundaries would look like, again, making promises to yourself and following through with that. And that is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is when you are protecting your heart. And that's all that it is. Boundaries protect you from outside sources. Being kind, truly loving people, is letting them know where you stand with them. It is not telling them, oh, I really like you, but I have some things going on in my life. And that comes with friendships too. I'm not just talking about dating. Loving someone, truly loving someone, is letting them let go of you. And even if it's not that dramatic, or even business, how would it be if you went to a job interview and they're like, we love you, we'll let you know next week, and you never hear back? Meanwhile, there are all these other opportunities that you may even say no to because you're holding out for this dream job of yours. That's not the most kind thing to do. That's nice, it's surface level nice, but it's not truly loving. And setting boundaries, like I said, protects your heart. So if you ever feel this icky feeling, like this guilt and shame, and it's not because of something you did, it's because you're afraid of something that someone else has put on you. Like, let's say you're afraid someone's gonna get mad at you. You're afraid that you're stepping on eggshells when you're with them. That's because there's a lack of boundary there. there's something about that relationship that's making you feel icky. It's making you feel like you can't be yourself. And again, if you can't do number one, you can't do number two, and you can't have like boundaries. If a person you're with, a friend, a family member, doesn't respect your boundaries, if you need something to grow, then that is a sign and a red flag that maybe you need to just put a wall there, maybe take a step back, and again, do it lovingly, but don't do it in a nice way where you're truly just lying on the back foot, as kind of giving that boundary and wall. Now that's up to everyone. It's up to you to find where that boundary is. And that's just truly being a responsible adult, especially in your 20s. Let's talk about The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for a moment. He has hundreds, thousands of people vying for his time, but he also has kids. He also has a wife. He has projects that he's working on. Do you think he could say yes to every single one of those people? No. He has to say no. He has to have boundaries. Interviews that he does, they have a time limit. He has someone who schedules his meetings for him, schedules that, says, oh, sorry, we're running out of time. Dwayne, you have to leave the interview. He has people that protect time. And that is another thing that boundaries can do for you. It protects your time and it protects your energy. Imagine if you just said yes to everyone who wanted to enter your life. If you're a nice person and you don't respect yourself, you don't respect your time, you're going to lose a lot of resources. You're gonna lose money, you're gonna lose time. You're like a pearl who's been just tossed in like a lake and has just got all this mud water in it. If you separate yourself, you can still wash yourself off, clean yourself off, and you don't have to say yes to toxic people. You can definitely step away, and that is the number one thing that almost got me in terrible situations in my 20s. And in fact, it made me such a better person. It made me happier. Even if you've loved someone for 8+ years, if you know they're not respecting you, they're not respecting your goals, they're not respecting how you want to grow, and if you can't grow with them, then what are you doing? Which brings me to my next thing. If you know what you want in life, unless it'll stop you from growing to get it sooner rather than later, don't wait till tomorrow to go after something that you want to do. If you want to do something, go out there and do it. Don't wait. I lost my dad in 2021. It was so unexpected. There were so many things that I thought we would do in the future, and it's just gone. I can't get that time back. So make the most of every single day. You don't know when your last day is, and it's the one thing that you can't control. Time and our time on earth is something we have no control over. I don't know when my last day is gonna be. You don't know when your last day is going to be. We don't have time to say, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll start that business that I've always wanted to start since I was a child tomorrow. Start living the life that you want to build now. Your 20s is the time to build the life that you've always wanted. Is that life with toxic people, with people you don't feel your authentic self around? People who don't encourage you and build you up? People who, when you grow, you feel resentment from them, you feel jealousy, or they kind of talk down on you when you're actually growing as a person and you're happy? No, you don't want to do that. You want a fulfilling life, you want a happy life, and you want a life that you can grow and build upon. And that takes